Okay, so you're going to take a piece of chicken and you're going to put it on a cutting board. You are going to cut that piece of chicken in half, and then you're going to put a piece of foil or a piece of parchment paper on top of the chicken, and preferably using a mallet, not an empty wine bottle. You are going to beat the chicken down to about a 1/2 inch thick. Okay, great. So now that we flattened our chicken, we're gonna go ahead and prepare the marinade, if you wanna call it a marinade. Again, we are making the spicy Popeyes chicken sandwich, so we're gonna take about 3/4 of a cup of hot sauce. And I use Louisiana hot sauce. It turned out really well. You can also use Red Hot. So we're gonna also take a tablespoon of seasoning salt. We're gonna pour it in there, mix it up really well, and then you're gonna pour it all over the chicken breast. Make sure the chicken is coated well, and then you're gonna place the chicken in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes to 1 hour. So now for the fun part, we are gonna go ahead and prepare our flour mixture and our batter, and both of those we are going to dip our chicken breasts in. So to make the flour mixture, you're gonna take 2 cups of white all-purpose flour, a tablespoon of seasoning salt. You are going to also get a tablespoon of poultry seasoning. And then you're going to get a tablespoon of paprika. And then lastly, you are going to get a tablespoon of cayenne pepper. And once that's in there, you are going to sprinkle a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. If I were to give a measurement, I would say maybe a 1/2 teaspoon of both, if that. Don't go too heavy on the salt. That is a word of advice. Okay, so now onto our batter. We are going to start with 2 cups of white all-purpose flour. And then we are going to add a tablespoon of seasoning salt. We are also going to add 3 eggs. Okay, so this recipe actually called for 2 cups of club soda. I'm gonna recommend 1.5 cups, starting there and then working your way up. You don't want your batter to be thin at all. You don't want it to be too thick either, but you want it to be a nice consistency. So at this point, I've realized the bowl is too small, so make sure you use a larger bowl for your batter. And then once that's in there, you're gonna go ahead and stir it up really well. So after the chicken has sat in the fridge for about 30 minutes to 1 hour, we're going to take it out, and we are going to prepare ourselves for the messy part. We're going to start dipping our chicken into our mixture. So you're going to take the chicken out, and you're going to shake off as much hot sauce as possible and then drop it into the mixture. Make sure you pat it down really well to make sure the chicken is fully coated, and then you're going to drop the chicken into the batter and make sure it's fully submerged. Then you're going to take it out and drop it back into the flour mixture. So again, you want to make sure that the chicken is fully coated, and then you're going to set it aside, and you're going to do the same thing for the remaining pieces of chicken that you have. This is what your chicken should look like before going into the fryer. So I use about, I would say a whole bottle actually, of vegetable oil, and you are going to let that heat up to about 350 degrees. And once that does, you can drop your chicken in, and you're gonna leave that in for about, I would say 7 to 10 minutes. So once your chicken reaches an internal temperature of 165 degrees, you can take it out. And look at it, doesn't it look so good? It looks delicious, crunchy, crispy, spicy. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy.